My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. A few weeks back, my buddy Pete contacted me in regards to a stove that he found on AliExpress. A stove that was almost a perfect replica, a knockoff, of the Soto ST-320 stove. Just in case you're not familiar with the ST-320, that is one of my favorite stoves of all time. It is highly unique. I just love it. It is just a very cool stove. That stove features a cassette style that I've never seen before. Never seen before until now. To start off, let me show you all what you receive if you purchase the Soto ST-320. So you get this storage case. You receive a grill grate. This is the stove itself. It opens up just like this, cassette style. On the inside, you have the stove. This is the stove frame. The stove itself connects to the stove frame just like so. This is what you receive with the Soto ST-320. Now let's take a look at the knockoff version. So instead of a storage case, you get a velvet bag. Here's your grill grate. Here is the cassette stove. It opens up the exact same way, but it is quite a bit looser than the Soto version. With the Soto version, it's quite snug. The stove body connects to the frame the exact same way as the Soto version. As you all can see here, these stoves are nearly identical. There are a few differences between the two. Most of them are cosmetic. The biggest changes deal with the actual stove itself. With the Soto version, it's a little bit longer, and it fits very snugly inside of the stove frame. With the knockoff version, this is a little bit smaller, and it does not fit snugly inside. It's loose, it rattles around. For the most part, that's the biggest difference between these two stoves. Everything else is nearly identical. The weight of the Soto version is 14 ounces for the stove itself. The knockoff version is 13.3 ounces. Both stoves feature the exact same materials. Aluminum, stainless steel, we have some brass, and also some plastic. When the stove is folded, it's approximately 1 inch deep, 3 inches wide, 5.5 inches long. When you attach a gas canister, the Soto version's 14 inches long in total, whereas the knockoff version is about 13.5 inches long. When it comes to the prices of these two stoves, that's where things are drastically different. The Soto version runs around $75, where the knockoff version, get this, it costs 12 bucks. $12 on AliExpress. And for the most part, it's the exact same stove. When it comes to the performance and power of these two stoves, with the knockoff version, I know the BTUs, but when it comes to the Soto version, I've never found clear information about that. One source says 8,000 BTUs, another says 9,000. I'm not entirely sure which one's correct. With the knockoff version on AliExpress, it states the BTUs, but it's confusing. The listing says that it's 8,871 BTUs and a fire power of 11,601 BTUs. I have no idea what a firepower means. I don't know if they're talking about like a boost mode. That really doesn't make any sense because this stove doesn't have a boost mode. Again, I'm not sure what they're talking about. So let's just say it's between 8,000 and 11,000. This is what the listing says. Powerful cooking performance. Take advantage of the powerful high heat output of 8,871 BTUs. I converted that. And super firepower of 11,601 BTUs, again converted. I have no idea what that means. But I do want to compare the performances of these two stoves. So let's do a quick boil test. Unfortunately, I didn't have a cup that had any sort of measurements on it, so I had to eyeball this. I marked a line on the inside of the kettle, filled it up, and that took 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Now let's fill the kettle back up to the same mark, and let's see what it does on the Soto stove. That, my friends, was a very interesting result. So the knockoff version, it took 3 minutes and 11 seconds. The Soto version basically took 1 minute longer, 4 minutes, 9 seconds. So maybe there is something to that firepower, whatever nonsense in that listing. Without a doubt, the knockoff version is more powerful than the Soto. And at the same time, it's a whole lot cheaper. The thing is about the Soto version, it's much nicer quality. The fit and finish is better. For an example, the knockoff version has a piece of plastic around the igniter that I cannot get off. And every time that I ignite this stove, a little bit of that burns. Also, the stove doesn't fit inside of the stove frame as tightly as the Soto version. Also, on occasion when testing out this stove, I'm pretty sure I heard a fuel leak. It was coming out from where the canister connects to the stove itself. And ever so often I can hear a little sss where gas is escaping. In the end, everybody, the knockoff version is crazy similar to the Soto version at only a fraction of the cost. For all intensive purposes, these are exactly the same stove. The only difference is quality. For roughly $75, the Soto version should be nicer, it should be better quality, and it is. Plus, the storage case is much better. The knockoff version, again, is like 12 bucks. For $12, I'm impressed. It's not perfect, but it does perform very well. Pete, my friend, thank you very much for telling me about this stove. I really do appreciate it. Folks, if you ever come across an interesting stove or a knockoff, shoot me an email, let me know. I love stoves and I find this sort of stuff really interesting, and I hope you all do too. If you would like more information about the ST-320 Soto stove, check the description box. You will find a link to my review. This is an awesome stove. I absolutely love it. And if you want to know more about it, check out the review. My friends, I am done for now. Everybody take care, be well, strength and honor. See you around soon.